Perhaps you've had training in presentation skills, you've had experience presenting to different types of audiences, and you know the ingredients of an effective presentation: audience profiling, clear objective and key message, coherent structure, and a strong opening and ending. Oh, and perhaps a pinch of storytelling. I hope you've been watching this channel. But what about the words and phrases you're using when you deliver your presentation? Are your words sufficiently powerful and assertive to match the power of your idea? Hello, I'm Janice, presentation skills trainer and coach based in Madrid, and I help non-native speakers of English develop the skills and mindset they need to become excellent and, above all, confident presenters. Without language, of course, there's no presentation. And without powerful language, there's no guarantee that your messages will be heard or get actioned. So in this video, I want to speak about 3 techniques you can use to create some oomph to your argument. The first technique is called the rule of 3, and it's one of the most common techniques for powerful public speaking. Many speeches, slogans, and sound bites contain lots of phrases made up of 3 parts. We have stories such as the 3 blind mice, concepts such as work, rest, and play, and marketing slogans such as a Mars a day helps you work, rest, and play. As listeners, we remember things easily in 3s. What does this mean for your presentation? Firstly, try to structure your content into 3 sections. And from a language perspective, speak in 3s where you can. Describe things using 3 adjectives. For example, this is going to give us confidence, credibility, and a cause for celebration. When we use the rule of 3 to speak with, it's sometimes called tripling. The second technique to make your speaking more powerful is to use alliteration. Alliteration is when words start with the same letter or sound. Notice how I coupled the rule of 3 with alliteration in the example I gave earlier. I said, this is going to give us confidence, credibility, and a cause for celebration. Did you notice the words there beginning with the letter C? This technique of alliteration gives a poetic flow to your spoken language, and it really does make your messages stand out. Alliteration can also suggest balance, and balance is subconsciously registered as good by our brain. Let's imagine you're advocating taking more time to execute a strategy. Using alliteration can be something as simple as it's worth the wait. So the letter W there was repeated in that example. When you use alliteration, you sound smooth and polished, but don't overdo this technique as it can come out and come across as a little bit contrived. The last technique I want to talk about is using rhetorical questions. Yes, I agree, rhetorical questions is nothing new, but I have a twist here. You can make your rhetorical questions more powerful and consequently your point more memorable by repeating a key word or words. Use the formula statement, rhetorical question, answer with repetition. For example, we're still experiencing problems with quality. That's a statement. So what is the solution? That's the rhetorical question. The solution is to outsource to a different supplier. Notice how I repeated the word solution. So let me repeat that example without the prompts. We're still experiencing problems with quality. So what is the solution? The solution is to outsource to a different supplier. Sprinkling rhetorical questions throughout your presentation is a simple and effective way to encourage audience engagement, as the brain automatically pays attention when it hears a question. And repeating a keyword in the answer to your rhetorical question really does give your point that oomph that I referred to at the beginning of this video. Again, don't overdo this technique though, as it can become irritating if used too much. So there you have 3 language impact techniques to make your speaking more powerful: the rule of 3 and tripling, alliteration, and rhetorical questions with a repetition of the key word. Once you've become comfortable with basic presentation structure, I've no doubt that focusing on language impact techniques is an excellent way to hone your skills as an effective public speaker. So I encourage you to experiment, but start small. You might want to try out just one of these techniques in your next presentation. I hope you found that helpful.